The dim glow of the prison's flickering overhead lights cast eerie shadows along the cold concrete walls. As a fresh-faced correctional officer, I found myself immersed in the hushed whispers of the prison's haunting past. My footsteps echoed in the empty corridor as I walked through the desolate housing unit that had witnessed the final moments of many lives. I worked tirelessly those days. It was a graveyard shift, the type that causes discomfort for almost all of the guards. The air hung heavy with the weight of history, tales of violence, and the stench of regret. Navigating the labyrinth of cell blocks, I couldn't shake the feeling that unseen eyes followed my every move. The clock mercilessly ticked past midnight, and a sense of solitude settled in. Most of the inmates were locked away in their cells, leaving the prison eerily quiet. I, a rookie amidst the hardened veterans, had drawn the short straw that night, finding myself on overtime duty in the very housing unit that bore witness to more than its fair share of death. The chilling draft seemed to whisper secrets as I conducted my routine checks, glancing at the silent figures behind cold metal bars. Each cell held its own story, tales of remorse, desperation, and the haunting specter of unfulfilled lives. The seasoned officers had warned me about the 2 a.m. count, a duty that took on a life of its own in this ghostly section of the prison. The inmates were confined to their cells, except for the privilege of using the communal bathroom during the graveyard hours. The silence was broken only by the distant hum of machinery and the muffled sounds of inmates behind closed doors. I reached the second level, casting a watchful eye over the deserted walkways. My gaze fell upon the rundown bathroom door. Just as I prepared to call out the customary question about the cell number, a figure descended the stairs. The dim lighting cast an elongated shadow, revealing a tall, skinny silhouette with long dreads swaying with each step. It was an offender going in the direction of the bathroom. Since I wanted to know from which cell he was from, I followed him to inquire about the same. He didn't seem to acknowledge me even after I reached the same floor. Instinctively, I stepped forward, positioning myself at the entrance of the bathroom. "Hey, what cell are you in?" I called out, my voice echoing through the empty corridor. My heart quickened as he continued his journey without acknowledging my question. Undeterred, I took a few determined steps into the bathroom, scanning the dimly lit space for the elusive inmate. To my surprise, there was no one to be found. The tiled floors, the row of stalls, and the sink, all devoid of any living presence. A shiver ran down my spine as I grappled with the inexplicable emptiness. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, and a sense of unease settled over me like a heavy fog. The solitude in that bathroom seemed to echo with the lingering echoes of a presence that defied rational explanation. The chilling realization that the bathroom held no living presence hung in the air, leaving me with a profound sense of unease. I called out again, my voice trembling with a mixture of disbelief and apprehension. "Hey, where are you?" My words reverberated through the cold, empty space, met only by an eerie silence. An unsettling feeling settled over me as I scanned the desolate bathroom. The dim light flickered overhead, casting long shadows that danced across the worn tiles. Every stall stood open, revealing nothing but emptiness. It was as though the very walls held the secrets of the spectral encounter that had unfolded just moments ago. I stood there for a moment, the weight of confusion pressing down on me. Could it have been a trick of the shadows? Was my imagination playing tricks on me in the stillness of the night? Questions swirled in my mind, but the absence of answers only intensified the unsettling atmosphere. Retracing my steps out of the bathroom, a chill lingered in the air, and the oppressive silence of the prison seemed to close in around me. I couldn't shake the feeling that something beyond the ordinary had transpired within those walls, something that defied logic and reason. Exiting the bathroom, I found myself in the corridor once again, the dim lights casting long, distorted shadows on the cold, unforgiving floor. The prison's history seemed to breathe through the very walls, and the weight of the unknown pressed heavily on my shoulders. Unable to make sense of the surreal encounter, I went back to the guard's office and confided in my seasoned co-worker about the bizarre incident. The question hung heavy in the air. Was he tall and skinny with long dreads? The confirmation sent chills down my spine. "That's Mr. Bones," my co-worker explained with a somber tone. "He killed himself a few years ago, but he still hangs around." The revelation sent a shiver down my spine. Mr. Bones, a lingering specter from the prison's past, transcending the boundaries between the living and the dead. As I absorbed the weight of this revelation, a mixture of awe and trepidation settled over me. The prison had become a realm where the echoes of the past, manifested in the ghostly figure of Mr. Bones, traversed the corridors alongside the living. The 2 a.m. count, once a routine task, now bore the weight of a surreal encounter that blurred the lines between reality and the supernatural. And as I continued my duties in the dimly lit corridors, the thoughts of Mr. Bones lingered, an unseen force weaving through the tapestry of the prison's haunted history. I couldn't escape the feeling of being watched, the sensation that unseen eyes followed my every move. The following nights brought a heightened awareness, a constant anticipation of the unseen. The 2 a.m. count became a ritual accompanied by a lingering sense of horrifying expectancy, as if the ghostly figure of Mr. Bones might manifest once again in the dimly lit corridors. The encounter with Mr. Bones had opened a door to the unknown, a realm where the echoes of the past resonated with an otherworldly presence. I couldn't shake the realization that the prison, with its cold walls and silent corridors, held secrets that transcended the confines of the tangible, reaching into the mysterious realms of the supernatural.